Now, India, Russia, China, Brazil and South Africa form one of the world's most important economic blocs. The BRICS Heads of State and Government Summit in South Africa's Johannesburg seeks to widen its influence and push for a shift in global geopolitics. Russia is being represented by Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, with President Vladimir Putin participating online. And there is a strong buzz of a possible meeting between Indian Prime Minister Modi and Xi Jinping. In recent years, the border between China and India has become the site of growing tensions. Chinese aggression has sparked clashes along the mostly rugged, mountainous border known as the Line of Actual Control. Amid Xi Jinping's irrational territorial ambitions, both sides have increasingly militarized their border policies and shown no indication of backing down. The situation on the border remains tense due to China's violation of norms. Beijing and New Delhi are hardening their positions on either side of the Line of Actual Control. India is firm. Peace and tranquility in border areas is essential. New Delhi says it is fully prepared and committed to protecting sovereignty and dignity. Indian National Security Advisor Ajit Doval is accompanying Prime Minister Modi on the South Africa visit. Putin decided against attending in person as he is the target of an international criminal court arrest warrant that South Africa is, in theory, bound to enforce. BRICS was founded as an informal club in 2009 to provide a platform for its members to challenge a world order dominated by United States and its Western allies. Its creation was initiated by Russia. Now, as per the United Nations data, the BRICS grouping represents more than 1/4 of global GDP and 42% of the world's population. Significantly, the BRICS have seen their economic influence increase over the past decades as drivers of global growth, trade and investment. The heads of state and government of the member nations convene annually, with each nation taking up a one-year rotating chairmanship of the group. The bloc operates by consensus. All the BRIC countries are part of the G20 of major economies. Some 50 other leaders who are not BRICS members, including Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi and Indonesian President Joko Widodo, are attending the South Africa talks. Now, at least 40 countries have shown interest in becoming members, with 23 having submitted their applications. Some of the countries aspiring to be BRICS members include Argentina, Bangladesh, Bahrain, Cuba, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Iran, Nigeria and Saudi Arabia. Bloc aspirants view BRICS as an alternative to global bodies viewed as dominated by the traditional Western powers. They hope membership will unlock benefits, including development, finance and increased trade and investment. Dissatisfaction with the global order among developing nations was exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic, when life-saving vacancies were hoarded by the rich countries. Beijing is pushing the BRICS to become a full-scale rival to the G7, and Xi Jinping wants BRICS for China to dominate. Analysts say countries such as Algeria, Argentina, Egypt and Iran see BRICS membership as a means, above all, to gain easier access to Chinese investment and financial support. Well, for more on this, we were earlier joined by a correspondent, Calden, who told us what the key meetings and events scheduled around the summit are for today.
So the actual summit itself in Sandton Convention Center in Johannesburg will start from 2 p.m. onwards. We'll have the arrival of the leaders, and there is the BRICS Leaders Business Forum meeting. Thereafter, each leaders will be giving their opening remarks. Round about 6 p.m. or so, they will be breaking up for the retreat until 8 p.m. But apart from that, there are other events that's taking place in and around Johannesburg. One important event that will be taking place this morning is the State state visit by Chinese President Xi Jinping at the Union Buildings in Pretoria. We are told from the program that the welcoming address will be around 10:30 a.m. in the morning. But apart from that, we're also being told by reliable sources that Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be landing in the morning, and he has his own small meetings that's been set up with some of the Indian diaspora, which I'm yet to get a confirmed invitation on that. But we've been told he will be meeting 300 to 400 Indian business delegates apart from the summit. Those are the small meetings that's been set for today.
Calden further also tells us what the expectations are from a potential Prime Minister Modi and Xi Jinping meet.
Yes, I would love to be a fly in the room. If at all the two leaders, that's the Chinese President Xi Jinping and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, meets for a bilateral meeting, and nothing has been confirmed as of yet, at least going by what the Indian officials are saying. But if we go by what the Chinese ambassador said in a press briefing a few days back, he said that they would love to sit with the Indian Prime Minister for a bilateral meeting. They have a lot of issues that still need to get resolved. Going by the border issue, the two leaders haven't yet met since that June 2020 when the border issue erupted. So they haven't really met formally. So Chinese side says they would love to meet, they would love to have this meeting, but we haven't gotten a firm confirmation from the Indian side. But Chinese President Xi Jinping arrived yesterday. He is going to have a welcoming state visit in Pretoria this morning. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be landing this morning. He will have his own meetings on the sidelines of the main summit. The two presidents will be in one room more than once. They will be together in the BRICS Leaders Forum. They'll be together in the retreat. There's a lot of photo session that's going to happen. So I don't think they're going to ignore each other. I'm sure if at all this meeting does take place, last minute there will be a confirmation, and we'll keep you abreast with everything that's happening.
Meanwhile, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to visit Greece on August 25th. The Prime Minister is visiting Greece immediately after attending the 15th BRICS Summit in South Africa. WION's principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal, spoke to the Greek ambassador to India to understand the significance of PM Modi's visit and the friendship between India and Greece.
The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be travelling to Greece later this week. This is after decades that an Indian Prime Minister is travelling to the Mediterranean country. With me is someone who, of course, has been closely planning the entire visit. With me is Greece's ambassador to Delhi from Athens. So welcome to WION. My first question to you is an obvious question. How do you see the Indian Prime Minister's visit to your country?
This is an historic event, an historic visit, because as you know, the previous one from an Indian Prime Minister was 40 years ago in 1983, when Prime Minister of India was Indira Gandhi. Anyway, I think that this is a culmination of the very good, very strong relationship between Greece and India. And it's really a very important step in further strengthening our relations.